Hi, I'm Lindsey Knox and I teach oboe here at R.E.W. Music. The best thing about teaching oboe is, I have to say, starting the students out on the instrument when they first come to me for lessons. Most of the time with oboe, the students are coming from a different instrument like flute or clarinet or even saxophone. And so it's a little different than starting just a beginner from scratch, because oftentimes they know a lot of the musical concepts already, and so we have to start all over with the oboe. And it can be frustrating for them at first because they have already played all of the basic stuff with their other instrument, and a lot of times they think that it's not going to be as hard as it is starting again on the oboe, but it's a completely different instrument and it can be really challenging playing and getting a good sound. And so I really enjoy guiding them through that process and hopefully making the transition to the oboe a lot easier. With playing the oboe, it's recommended that students take lessons, and that's just because it's a difficult instrument, I think, to develop well or to become fully developed on. The sound is difficult. Becoming good at getting a good sound, a good controlled sound, takes a long time to develop. Also with the reed, the double reed, with a teacher, I can help you. I can help the students with the reeds. I can adjust them. I can guide them as to whether or not that's a good reed for them, that's not. Whereas if they're not taking lessons, they're not getting that individualization with reed making, and with a teacher like me being able to help them and adjust those reeds for that student. I make lessons fun by trying to incorporate all the different aspects of oboe playing. With oboe and other double reed instruments, we have to make our own reeds, and reeds can be a difficult thing, and especially when they're first getting used to them. And so I will adjust their reeds, and then as they get a little bit older, we actually start getting into reed making, and that can be a lot of fun, and they learn a lot about the instrument. I also try to do things like duets, and one of the main method books that I use has a duet book component to it, and so they play and then we'll play as a duet, and so that can be fun, and that way they're also hearing me play and what an oboe should sound like, and then we can learn by that. You should take oboe lessons with me because I'm a great teacher. I've had a lot of really successful oboe students in the past and in the present, and every year I have a good amount of students who make all district band and all state band, and I've had several students go on playing oboe in college with music scholarships. Some are music majors and then others are doing other things, but they've decided to continue their music. The music this year is the Handel Sonata No. 2, and it's a difficult one for everybody. I played the beginning excerpt of the second movement, the fast movement, and I think the hardest thing about that section is all the 16th notes. They are really tricky, and I always advise students to play them very slowly and don't try to play them too fast. If you try to play them too fast, too quickly, they're not going to learn it properly, and it's going to be really difficult in the audition. I also encourage students to play different rhythms, take out the articulations, change up the articulations, slur it all, tongue 3, tongue 2, which is most of the articulations that are written. Tongue 5, change the groupings of the 16th notes so that you're trying to play triplets versus 16ths. And so that kind of changes how your brain looks at the groupings of the notes, and so that can help your fingers a lot. And don't try to rush it. Also be really careful about the F major arpeggio that comes up a couple times throughout the excerpt. It's a really tricky one to play on oboe, and that one can be treacherous as far as getting clean. And so just take it slow, and also don't start it too fast, because the beginning is eighth notes and quarter notes, and then the 16th notes kind of sneak up on students, and then they start too fast and fall apart later.